Thank you very much. Amandla, the power of unity, the power of love that brings us here today. It is my pleasure to introduce a person who I see as a total human being, a person who understands the meaning of Amandla, the power of unity, and the power of love, a man who ran for mayor in Chicago, a man who should be the president of this country. I want to introduce to you Dick Gregory.
And we'd like to say to Brother Mel King, thank you, and to all of you, thank you very much. You know, at one time in the United States, for someone to say you should be the president was a thrill and an honor. But to look around at all the mess that's going on now, anybody could be president now, and it would be better than all this craziness that we've been looking at lately. The nuclear plant blows up in 3 Mile Island, and they lied to us for 3 days. And then to help the trick, President Carter and his wife goes in the plant to prove that everything's safe. And I thought that was a pretty good gesture if it was them. But when they said that's the president and his wife in the nuclear plant, I felt if it's so safe, how come you didn't take that little girl with you? It's like at the height of that 3 Mile Island mess, they told us, okay, don't worry about the radiation. We got a bigger problem now. I said, what's that? I said, we worrying about this hydrogen bubble. I said, well, damn, I didn't know that was in the plant. He said, we'll know in 3 days. And 3 days later, they said, everything's cool. The hydrogen bubble disappeared. And I keep asking the same question, where did the hydrogen go? And I don't want them to explain it to me in no Harvard, Yale, MIT, Howard University scientific mentality. I want you to explain it to me in pure, simple, great-great-grandma, can't read, can't write, nigger logics. Where did the hydrogen go? I mean, you understand what I mean? I mean, you know, like, you ever blow up a balloon and then tie it and leave it on the dresser and then go out the house and come back and the balloon is flat? The air didn't disappear, it's in the room with you. So I want to know, where did the hydrogen go? And lastly, let me tell you of a great experience I had last September when I was with Muhammad Ali, when he was getting ready for that last fight with Leon Spinks, and I was putting a little nutrition thing together for him. And the thrill of being with Ali is I got to speak with Leon Spinks. And I asked Leon a simple question: how come you can't get no driver's license? And his manager said, I'm glad you asked that. And I said, why? He said, because I want to explain to you about that drug bust with Leon Spinks in St. Louis. I said, don't give me that. I mean, I cannot handle that drug bust. That boggles the human mind. And normally I can figure out anything. But I cannot figure out the drug bust with Leon Spinks. Have you all figured out why the president fired all his cabinet folks? Have you figured that out? That's simple. He fired all the cabinet people on Thursday, right? The biggest news that ever broke in the history of this country was on Wednesday when the Senate Select Congressional Committee said that John Fitzgerald Kennedy and Martin Luther King was killed by a conspiracy. And the only way we could wipe them headlines off the face of this earth was for Carter to do what he did the next day. And it worked. So you don't have to be too smart to figure that out. I mean, out of all the things white folks have problems with, they do know how to fire folks discreetly. So like I said, I can figure all that out. What I can't figure out is that drug bust with Leon Spinks. Now, the St. Louis police said that Leon had the dope in his hat. Leon Spinks said the white police put the dope in his hat. Now, I don't have no problems with that. Because, you see, there are some white police that would put some dope in a nigger's hat. And there's some niggas that would have some dope in their hat. See, I don't have no problem with that. The problem starts, the St. Louis police said it was $1.98 worth of cocaine and reefer. And that just blows me out. Because I don't know no self-respecting white cop that would frame a nigga with $1.85 worth of coke. And I don't know no self-respecting coke snorter that would save that small amount. I mean, think about that. I mean, think about that. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, do you realize $1.85 worth of coke has never been seen with the naked eye? Do you realize cocaine is the most expensive high on this planet? That is $85 per snort per nostril. And that's provided you got them little bitty white noses. You got them Leon Spinks gaps, you can kiss it goodbye, Jim. I mean, think about that. Leon Spinks take one good snort and he had wiped out all the cocaine in Peru. Let me say to all of you that's here for this fantastic, beautiful occasion, let me personally say thanks to you, to each and every one of you. And I can't tell you how good I feel as I stand here and look at you out there. And I just hope that when you leave here, you won't leave here just on an entertainment high, but you will leave here and take what this affair is about today, because none of us on the stage have to look for another place to entertain, but we go out of our way to find people that want to come together to talk about unity, to talk about love, to talk about peace, to talk about respect for one another as human beings. And that's what this is all about today. That's what this is all about today. And that's what you're here for. And that's what you are a part of. And I say when you leave here, take it with you. And that's what's going to turn the world around. A sick, insane, degenerate political network around the world that's manipulated by a handful of evil, sick, slimy, degenerate men will never be any good. And there's nothing on this planet Earth that you can invent, like a gun or a missile or rays or atomic energy, that scare them, because they can deal with all of it. The one thing they cannot deal with is what you're doing here today. There's not a Pentagon on this planet that can stop what we are about today. Because when we talk about unity and talk about love and talk about peace and talk about respect, that transcends all the things that evil people can put together. And that's what it's about. It's about South Africa, but South Africa to you should start right here within your own self. We must work. First, we got to admit that we racist. First, we got to admit that we sexist. First, we got to admit that we don't give a damn about poor people and sick people and minority people. Once we start admitting that, then we can start changing it. It's a beautiful thing for us to look to our brothers and sisters in South Africa and say we care about you, but don't forget these Indian brothers and sisters in America who we stole this damn country for. We must care about them too. You see, it is so easy to love people that's a long ways away from us. But can you love yourself? Can you go back home from that house you left that wasn't unified today? And can this affair have enough effect on you to make you go back home to your apartment, to your house, to your area and work for unity? That's what it's all about, baby. That's what it's all about. Because if we cannot have unity here, it's a poor unity we're going to get for our brothers and sisters in South Africa, all over the world. I think about those people that's out in the water today, and I look at the names we calling them boat people. They're not boat people, they're people that's about to die. And we, the decent people on this planet, must stand up and say to the rest of them inhumane, cruel beasts that we are not going to tolerate it no more. And then they'll say, what you going to do about it? If I don't do nothing but get out of my bed every day and look myself in the face in the quietness of my living room and say, I'm not going to tolerate it no more. I'm not going to tolerate it no more. I'm not going to tolerate it more. That alone, when enough people start doing it, is enough to win.
Test.
I say to you that we can turn this around. And I say to you that when you leave here, feel good. To know that we're saying to the whole world that help is on the way, that we are concerned about you. And I say to all of these entertainers that gave up their time to be here, it's about more than just entertaining you. When we come and see what you are doing, you do something for us. And I thank you. And I thank you. And to all of the people with the Haymarket concert that worked and gave the energy and the love to put this together, we thank you. And as I leave you, I say to you this. I wish I could stand here today and tell you that the number one problem in this country is racism. The number one problem is sexism. I wish I could tell you the number one problem is the gap between the rich and the poor. I wish I could tell you that the number one problem is hunger. Those are all problems, but if those were the problems, we could solve them overnight. The main problem is not racism and sexism and all of that craziness. The number one problem is not them nuclear plants. The number one problem is America is morally and spiritually bankrupt. That's what the problem is. That's what the problem is. And it is our job to say to America in no uncertain terms that we're going to turn this country around. And what goes on over there in South Africa, there's no other group or nations on this planet that's more responsible for that condition than the United States of America. And as I leave you, I take great pleasure in introducing a fantastic human being, a young man that understands racism, that understands poverty, that understands all of the hurts, and he did not let that defeat him. He moved because he understands that pain is just for a few minutes and joy is definitely for a lifetime. And he set out not just in Jamaica, but to go the world over to share this joy and to share this love and to share this great respect and to share his religion, to share his spiritual power with the whole world. And we say to you, Brother Bob, we thank you. We thank you. We thank you. And now I give you none other than Brother Bob Marley and the Wailers, ladies and gentlemen.
Hail Rastafari, His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I. Free Africa now, cause Africa not free, I and I now go free, you know say. This is the Rastaman vibration. Rastaman vibration, yeah.
Positive.
Live if you wanna live, I and I vibration, yeah.
Positive.
I am an iration, yeah. Positive vibration, yeah. Positive. If we get down and you quarrel every day, you're saying prayers to the devil, I say. Why not help one another on the way? Make it much easier.
Just a little bit easier.
Hey, we just could not live in a negative way. Make way for the positive day. 'Cause it's a new day and it's a new time. Yes, it's a new feeling. Said it's a new science. Oh, what a new day. Picking up. Are you picking up now? Picking up. Are you picking up now? Oh, shall love, protect us. Yeah. Shall love, protect us. Did you hear what I say now? Shall love, protect us. Yeah. Rastaman vibration, yeah.
Positive.
Live if you wanna live, I and I vibration, yeah. Positive. I am an iration, yeah. Positive vibration, yeah. Positive. just could not live in a negative way. Make way for the positive day. Yes, it's a
New day,
and it's a
new time.
yes, it's a new feeling. Said it's a new science. Oh, what a new day. Picking up. Are you picking up now? Picking up. Are you picking up now? Oh, Shala, Shala, protect us. Did you hear what I said? Shala, Shala, protect us. One more time, yeah. Shala, Shala, protect us, yeah. Slave driver, the table has turned. Catch a fire, you're going to get burned.
Catch a fire,
Slave driver, the table is turned.
catch a fire,
Catch a fire, you're going to get burned.
catch a fire.
Say, every time I hear the crack of a whip, my blood run cold. I remember on the slave ship how they brutalize our very souls. Today they say that we are free, only to be chained in poverty. Oh my gosh, it's illiteracy. It's only machine to make money. Slave driver, catch a fire, catch a fire. You're going to get catch a fire. Slave driver, the table is turned.
Catch a fire,
Catch a fire. You're going to get burned.
catch a fire.
I say, every time I hear the crack in the whip, my blood run cold. I remember on the slave ship how they brutalize our very souls. Today they say that we are free, only to be chained in poverty. Oh my God, it's illiteracy. It's only a machine to make money. Slave driver, yeah. Catch a fire, catch a fire. You're going to get burned.
Catch a fire,
Slave driver, catch a fire, catch a fire. You're going to get
catch a fire,
going to get the food not enough, you're going to dance to jam music, dance. You're gonna dance to jam music, dance. Hey. Forget your sorrows and dance. Yeah. Forget your troubles and dance. Forget your sickness and dance and dance and dance. Forget your weakness and dance. Cost of living gets so high, the rich and the poor they start to cry. And now the weak must get strong. They're singing, oh, what a tribulation means. Them belly full but we hungry. A hungry mob is a hungry mob. A rain of fall with a chop. A butter cook but the food not have. You're going to chat to jam music. We're chucking. Don't you know we're chucking to jam music? We're chucking. Them belly full but we hungry. A hungry mob is a rain of fall but a butter cook but the rain of fall. A butter cook. A hungry mob is a hungry mob is when I say rain of fall. I yet you, and then the rain of fall. I yet you, a hungry mother, a hungry mother, a hungry man, and then a hungry mother.
All right. Yeah. I guess you don't know why we gathered here today. For unity, you know. You're running and you're running and you're running away. You're running and you're running and you're running away. You're running and you're running and you're running away. You're running and you're running, but you can't run away from yourself. 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 You must have done something wrong. Well, you must have done something wrong. I wanna know why you can't find the place where you belong.
heaviest.
Heaviest,
Every man thinketh his burden is the heaviest.
heaviest,
But I still know who feels it knows it, Lord. 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 You're running and you're running and you're running away. You're running and you're running and you're running away. You're running and you're running and you're running away. Come on. You're running and you're running, but you can't run away from yourself. Can't run away from
yourself. Can't run away from yourself.
Can't run away from yourself. Can't run away from yourself. Can't run away from yourself. Number one. Something, 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 something you don't want nobody to know about. You mustn't, Lord, something is wrong. Take me down. What you must have done, you must have done something wrong. Something is wrong. Why you can't find where you belong? Well, 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 wow. Don't say that. Oh, you're running away. You're running away. Yeah, them crazy. Come on, man. Them crazy. We're gonna chase those crazy ballers out of town. Come on now. Chase those crazy ballers out of town. Yeah, I'll keep it like this. I and I build a cabin. I and I plant the corn. Didn't my people before me slave for this country? Look at that. And now you look at me with the scorn. Then ya eat up all my corn. We're gonna chase those crazy. Come on. Chase those crazy. Chase those crazy boys. Chase those crazy bumpers.
chase those
Oh, chase those boys out of town. Hey! Build your penitentiary. We build your schools. The brainwash education. You're trying to make us your fools. Well, hatred's your reward for our love. Come on. yelling at us off your God above. We're gonna chase those crazy. Chase those crazy. Chase those crazy boys. Come on. Chase those crazy bumpers. Chase those crazy boys. Right out of town. Excuse me. Here come the conmen, coming with this con plan. We won't take no bribe. We've got to stay alive. We're gonna chase those crazy. Chase those crazy. Chase those crazy bullets. It's like this. Chase those crazy bumpers.
Chase those crazy bald heads out of town.
Rise, oh falling fighters. Rise and take your stance again. Is he who fight and run away? Live to fight another day. And the heathen back there on the wall. 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 As a man, so shall he reap. And I know that talk is cheap. But the hotter the battle, come a sweeter your victory. And the heathen back there on the wall. 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 On the wall.
jam. This is a jam for unity, one unity. So everybody, get yourselves together right now. Come on. Hey! 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 Come on, I can't hear you. Hey! Energy! All right. Hey! Hey! You still have to give that.
Rise, oh, rise, oh, rise, oh, rise, oh, rise and take the stance again. Is he who fight and run away? And let the fight turn away. And he's in that day on the wall. 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 As the man so shall he reap. And I know that the talking is cheap, yeah. But the heart of the battle, guess what? Come a sweet touch of victory. He's in that day on the wall. He's in that day on the wall. He's in that day on the wall. He's in that Yeah! Cause until philosophy which old one race superior and another inferior is finally and permanently discredited and abandoned, war! Until the philosophy which old one race superior and another inferior is finally and permanently discredited and abandoned. Well, everywhere is war. This your war. And until there's no longer first class nor second class citizens of any nation, and until the color of a man's skin is of no more significance than the color of the size, I've got to say war here. And until the basic human rights are equally guaranteed to all without regard to race, this your war. But until that day, the dream of lasting peace, world citizenship, and the rule of international morality, yeah, will remaining but a fleeting illusion to be pursued, but never attained. Well, everywhere is war. Is your war in the east, war in the west, war up north, war down south. Yeah, it is your war. Boy, aromas of war. Yes, it is a war, a war. Boy, a rumors of war. And until the ignoble and unhappy regime that told our brothers in Zimbabwe, in a Zimbabwe now, anywhere in Africa, is finally and permanently discredited and abandoned. Well, everywhere is everywhere, everywhere. War in the east, come on, war in the west, live it out. War up north, yeah. War down south. Yeah, this a war. Oh, it's a rumors of war. Yes, this a war. Oh, it's a rumors of war. 'Cause until that day, the African continent will not know peace. We Africans will fight, we find it necessary. We know we shall win. We are confident in the victory of good over evil, of good over evil, of good over evil. Well, everywhere is war. It's a war. 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 And it's a war. Oi, oi, a war. Oi, war. Oi, oi, a war. A war. Oi, oi, a war. Yeah, until that day, the African continent will not know peace. And we Africans will fight, we find it necessary. Tell 'em, we know we shall win. You know, we are confident in the victory. Come on, Mac. Of good over evil. Yeah. Of good over evil. Of good over evil. Well, everywhere is, everywhere is, well, everywhere, everywhere. yourself. Come on, y'all. Lively up yourself. Yes, come, what? Lively up yourself. You rock so, don't take it for no joke. Come on, y'all. You did so, Skank so. Oh yeah, stick it up. You come so. Got my life today. Yeah. And lively up yourself. Did you hear that? Lively up yourself. 'Cause if you don't do, ain't nobody gonna do it for you. Lively up yourself. Azora. Lively up yourself. Could you break it down? Hey! Oh, lively.
Lively up yourself.
Yeah, come on. What you get that I don't know? Am I trying to wonder why you have
Lively up yourself.
and don't be no. Lively up yourself and free. Yeah.
Lively up yourself. Lively up yourself. Rock so. Dip so. Skate so. Come so. Lively up yourself. Lively up yourself. Lively up yourself. Lively up yourself.
Come on. Yeah. Yes, it's a conscious time now, and people must come together with time
Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Did you hear? Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Preacher man, don't tell me.
Africa unite. Come on, I want to hear. Yeah! Unity! Unity! Zimbabwe! Africa unite.
Yes, Haile Selassie, Haile first, you know. Today is for one consciousness for the freedom of Africa. If Africa don't feel free, no one will be free. And every man have a right to decide his own destiny. But the destiny that we must decide, it must be good for the people. Let's go! Every man got a right to decide his own destiny. And in this judgment there is no partiality. So arm in arm with arms, we'll fight this little struggle, yeah. 'Cause that's the only way we can overcome our little trouble. And brother, you're right, you're right, you're right, you're right, you're so right. We gon' fight, we gon' fight, we gon' fight, fight for our rights. Got it to be Africans are liberate. Africans are liberate. No more internal power struggle. Come together right now to sort out the little trouble. Yeah. Soon we'll find out who is the real revolutionaries. And I don't want my people today from sharing. Brother, you're right, you're right, you're right, you're right, you're so right. We gon' fight, we gon' fight, we gon' fight, we gon' fight, we gon' fight. Fight for our rights. To divide and rule food only, tear us apart. In every man's chest, there beats the heart. Soon we'll find out who is the true revolutionaries. And I don't want my people to be tricked by mercenaries. Brother, you're right, you're right, you're right, you're right, so right. We gon' fight, we gon' fight, fight for our rights. Not the trading dinner, but the trading codeine. Not the trade that mash it up, but the not the codeine. Yeah. Every man got a right to decide his own destiny. And in this judgment there is no partiality. So arm in arm with arms, we'll fight this little struggle. 'Cause that's one of the revolution. You see, if we all smoke up, we would think the same way. And if we think the same way, we would be unity. And they don't want to see us in unity. Come on, children. You know what I'm talking about. Get us sing together. Come on, y'all. Yeah. I couldn't make a speech. I could not make a speech, baby. But I can tell you I want to fight for my rights. Yeah. I'm a Rasta man and we're Rasta people. Consciousness cover the earth. Yeah. Hey, sisters, could you help me sing the song? I want to sing Wake Up and Live one more time. Come on. Look out. Watch me. Away from your sleeping slumber. Emancipate yourself from mindless slavery. None of ourselves get free of our mind. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. 17. Just say what a German in 2,000 years. And now it's 1,979. Maybe you got 20 more years to go. Come on. Babylon burning. This vibration they can never stop. Burning. Yes, the people want freedom. No more force. Free the people. You know something? What we're gonna do is a nuclear bomb. One poker for the basket. Come together now. Ready you to live big today. Tomorrow they're buried in the casket. They're going to funeral all night. One poker for the basket. Yeah. Ready you to live big today. Tomorrow you're buried in the casket. Come together now. Wake up and live your. Wake up and live. Yeah, that's what it's all about. We got to unite. We got to come together. We could be united in our homes, but you got to be united on the streets too. You know what? We got to unite for one thing, and I'll tell you now. And if it takes you 15 more years to find out, you will find out that Rastafari is the Almighty. Rastafari, the Almighty God with no apology. Tell the preachers to teach the children the truth. Yeah. I'm sorry I talk so much, baby, but you're my brothers and my sisters, and I got to talk to you. What do you sound like singing like I'm some kind of you know, it's time. And I'll leave you right now here with you. Because I say it's time for us to be free. Free! Bob Marley, yeah! I want to hear the Bob Marley, yeah! The Ice Trees, Rita, Judy, and Marcia. On keyboards, Mr. Tyrone Downing. On lead guitar, Mr. Al Anderson. On bass, Mr. Thunderman Barrett's on bass one time. Yeah! On organ, we have Mr. Wire. Brother Wire, come on. On percussion, Brother Seco. On percussion, Brother Neville. On drums, we have Brother Carlton Barrett. Come on, let's get the drummer some. The drummer, yeah! My name is Junior. Thank you very much. Yeah! From Bob Marley and the Wailers and Unity.
righteous. All righteous.